Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cynthia and I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Windermere, Edmonton. So in today's video I'm going to be recreating this look I have on here. So first I'll just be using the Neutrogena Spf 60 just to block my skin from the sun. Then the next I will be using the e.l.f. poreless face primer. On the areas that I produce a lot of oil, that will be my T-zone area. This is like a first impression for this primer. I've been looking for a cheap dupe for my Becca Evermatte and I believe this works. Not as good as that, but at least it works. So the next step, I'll just go into my brow routine. For I don't do anything too fancy for my brow. I will just be using the NYX brow definer pencil to outline my brows and fill in the areas that I think I need to fill in. So to highlight and define my brow, I'll be using the MAC Pro Correct and Conceal palette just to define my brow. I will be using the lighter shade on the lower outer corner of my brow, and then for the inner corner I'll be using a shade closer to my skin shade. I believe the shade close to my skin shade would be NW47 or 45. I think I mixed both of them. Yeah, so that's all I'll be doing for my brow. Nothing fancy, nothing serious. And I'll be using this no name brow gel. I believe I got this from AliExpress a while back. It has no name, so I just use it on my brow just to, you know, give it a bit of an oomph. I would also be defining my upper brow area using the same shade that is closer to my skin color. Yeah, because you don't want to have a white cast on your upper brow area. So once I'm done with that, I will just be concealing my lid area using the lighter shade of the concealer. I do conceal my eyelid area. This step comes in handy if you have like discoloration on your face. I do have a bit of hyperpigmentation on some areas of my face. My eye area is a bit darker than the rest of my face, so I do this step, and wherever I put concealer I set with a setting powder to avoid creasing. I do this even if I'm going to use a primer. So jumping straight to my eyeshadow routine, I will be using this dark shade. I believe it's Morocco or something from the Nubian 2 palette. I will use that as my crease color and I would work it in using my Sigma E45 brush, and then the fluffier version, I don't know the number. For my transition color, I'll be using this burnt orange shade from my Avo Starry Eye Makeup palette, and I will just be putting it on the upper part of my crease just to serve as a transition, right? And I'll be blending it in using my fluffy blending brush. So for my eyeshadow, I'll be using the L'Oreal eyeshadow in the shade Bravery. I kind of wanted a champagne golden eye makeup look, but yeah, I wasn't picking up much color. I had to wet my brush with the e.l.f. mist spray, and I believe that this eyeshadow is a bit more pigmented. If for you to pack a bit of color you have to wet your brush. So yeah, I would just be doing something, not a cut crease, but like, you know, something similar. So I'll be using the Nars Laguna contour powder just to add a bit of brown to my outer corner of my eye. I had initially intended to use the L'Oreal eyeshadow, but it didn't give me the kind of color I wanted, or I didn't get the color payoff I wanted. I wanted something a bit more sparkly, but like not with glitter. So I went in with this e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow in the shade Flirty Birdy, and I just used it on my lid area where I used the L'Oreal eyeshadow, and I believe I like the color more, like it pops a little more. I will do the same for the other lid, but this time I just had to use like a small definer brush just to pack a bit more color, to have more precision and control over the color than applying it with the wand it came from. So that's all I'll be doing for this eye makeup look. The next step would be to line my eye with the Zaron gel liner. I will be lining my upper eyelid and my waterline. I would also be giving myself a bit of a tight line, just the area almost inside your lid area, just so that when you put your lashes it doesn't separate. Like try this step, it makes a bit of a difference in your makeup. Yeah, so that's all I'll be doing. So guys, I'm done with my eye makeup look, and I use the Zaron lengthening mascara as usual for my lashes, just to give myself a bit of length. So I'm going straight to the face makeup, and I will be giving myself a little bit of glow with the black up glow tint. Yeah, I kind of get lost when I have to mention the names of my products. I blank out totally, so I will just be leaving the name somewhere on the screen. So moving on, I will be using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder just to blot out excess oil, and this particular step, it kind of gives you the whole matte finish to your foundation and helps your foundation stay on all day. So yeah, for my foundation I'll be using I believe this is the MAC Matchmaster foundation in the shade 8.0. Yeah, so I think this is like an alternative to my NW47, and if I may say so myself, I think this is a much closer match to my skin. I think this is a bit of a first impression on this foundation. I just bought it a while back, but I'm a sucker for things I know, so I just kept it aside. I haven't used it since I got it, but I just decided to give it a try today, and I like what I see. Like, I think I've gotten a new MAC foundation that I love. So this is the Matchmaster foundation. On longevity, I don't know. I think I'll be giving another review on that, but so far I believe it's so good. Like, it blends seamlessly into the skin. It doesn't give the cakey feel and finish, and yeah, it's much better, and I feel it's much more lightweight than the other MAC Studio Fix fluid. Like, I thought the MAC Studio Fix fluid was really light, but I think this is lighter, and it gives me a bit of coverage where, like, I think it covers more than the Studio Fix fluid. This is just my opinion, guys, but yeah, feel free to compare and know which one you prefer. Next thing I'm going to do is just highlight my face with the Maybelline concealer in the shade 30 Café. So the routine is still the same. Highlight the bridge of my nose, my T-zone area, and my under eye region. This concealer is actually my all-time favorite. I haven't seen any cheap drugstore foundation that beats this one for me, because it's lightweight, gives me a lot of coverage, and like, the minute I touch my sponge on it, like, it blends in perfectly. So I just went ahead and did my lashes off camera, because sometimes I just can't do it on camera. So yeah, I'll just blend in my foundation using the e.l.f. beauty blending sponge. So I'll just blend in all the areas I put the concealer on, and yeah. So any part of my face that I use the concealer on, I'm going to be setting with the setting powder. And for my setting powder, I'll be using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm just going to put this under my eye and the bridge of my nose, my T-zone area, my jaw, and my Cupid's bow. Did I say my jaw? I meant to say my chin, guys. Yeah, I'll just be setting the rest of my face with a setting powder. Then for my contour, I'll be using the Nars bronzer in Laguna. I got this from Sephora as a birthday gift, so yeah, this is me trying it out for this tutorial. And yeah, I think I like it for those days when I don't really want to do a very dark and sharp contour. So I will be setting my jaw line, I'll be doing the reverse contour technique, and for this I'll be using the Benai powder in the shade Topaz, because yeah, I always say my jawline is darker than the rest of my face, and when I'm doing my face work I like to be true to my shade. So to blend in the setting powder I will be using my MAC Studiofix powder in the shade NW45. I'll just be using it to set my jaw area and like those areas that I highlighted. I will be using a lighter powder, which is the Maybelline in the shade Coconut. I believe that's the Superstay powder. The Coconut is lighter than the NW45, and I use that for the areas of my face that are lighter than other parts of my face. I don't know if it makes sense, guys, but just yeah, that's what I did. I used it on my under eye area, like the middle of my face. So for my highlight, I'll be using the Milani baked highlighter in the shade Rosa Italiana. This is my first time using this product, and it's actually a very good drugstore highlighter. It mimics my L'Oreal highlighter, and I like it. Like, I really do like it. I reach for it since I started using it. I reach for it more often than the L'Oreal highlighter. Yeah, so I'll just be highlighting my my cheek bone area, like the high point of my cheekbone, the bridge of my nose, and yeah, you guys, you know the areas we highlight. And for the bridge of my nose, I'll just be using a smaller tapered brush and then blend it out with a fluffier brush. Yeah, so to complete and tie off my eye look, I'm just going to do a few things like highlight my brow bone area with that same highlighter that I used on my face. You can do this with any highlighter you use or any color in your eyeshadow palette. So I'll be putting some blush on my cheeks just to serve as a transition between my highlighter and then my contour. I will be moisturizing my lips with the Blistex lip balm and lining my lips with the Italia lip liner in the shade, I believe this is brown. So I'll just be lining the outer corners of my lip. And for my lipstick, I'll be combining two shades of a particular Maybelline lipstick, and I'll be tying it off with the classic lip gloss in the shade LG10. So yeah, that's pretty much all I believe I'll be doing for my lips, and I'll be blending it in with my Real Techniques lip brush. This should be all unless I decide to do more, because I'm extra like that. So yeah, to tie off my eye makeup look, I will just be blending or smoking out my under eye area using the particular shade I use for my crease color and adding a bit of black to it. I will just blend out, and then I'll give myself a bit of highlight in my inner tear ducts area just to give me the wide awake look. Here I will be using this silver liquid metallic eyeshadow I have, and then I'll be setting my face using the MAC Fix Plus setting spray. So guys, I've come to the end of this tutorial, and please give me a like if you actually like this video, and leave me a comment. I'd like to read your comments and see what you guys would like to see. So guys, this makeup tutorial was actually for a hair that I made. I didn't quite focus on filming for my makeup, so I was just trying to show off the hair I made. You'll probably be seeing this particular outro in my how to make this kind of hair video. So until I come your way again next time, stay fab and stay blessed. I love you all so much. Bye.